Chris Bennett's Country Climb, Star of the Week.
All the way originally from Orcutt, California, it's Pryor Baird joining us. Holy moly, Pryor, thank you so much for being on Chris Bennett's Country Climb on Q Country 92.5. How are you doing today?
I'm great, my man. Sitting here in rainy, hot, and humid Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you so much for being a guest. You started playing at 3 years old. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How does that happen? Like, do you ask for a guitar? How do you start playing at 3?
That's exactly what happened. I remember the first time I ever heard a guitar, and my uncle was playing. And it's one of the first memories I have. I remember seeing the back of his head and the back of the guitar neck. And I went and sat right in front of him in this little green chair. And right then, it was just like yesterday. And I said, that's exactly what I want to do.
And then how long after you started playing did you realize you wanted to do this more than just a hobby?
It was always like that. I've never wanted to do anything else. I've done so many different things just to keep this train rolling. You don't pick music picks you, so it picked me when I was a kid, and I just never slowed down.
How old were you when you played your first gig?
Let's see. How old are you in, sixth grade? What are you? 10?
12, 13?
No, sixth grade.
I got held back.
Yeah, it must have been 10 or 11. And I played, man, it was younger than that. I think it was fourth grade. And I played Johnny B. Good at our talent show.
What kind of music did you grow up listening to? Was music in the house a lot?
Yeah, so my parents got divorced when I was really little. And so I'd spend the time, 50-50 custody. I'd go to my mom's house for a week and dad's house for a week. And at mom's house, we'd listen to, blues and jazz and funk and reggae and classical. And then I go to my dad's house, and it was nothing but country, rock and roll, and bluegrass. So, I grew up with, Benny Goodman and Dizzy Gillespie and Lionel Hampton and Pete Fountain. And then I'd go to Dad's house, and it was George Jones and Merle Haggard and Lefty Frizzell and, the Stanley Brothers and, Bill Monroe. So it's all the above.
So you're playing music in junior high. You started young. And you decided this is what you want to do with your life. How old were you when you moved to Nashville?
I was 27. I was 28. Yeah, I was 28 years old, 2011, March 6th. I left home March 10th. I got here, and I've been here ever since.
Heck yeah. And then so 2011, you moved there. 2018, you get on The Voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was life like before The Voice, and how did you get that audition?
Life before The Voice. Let's see. I was waiting tables. I was cutting grass. I was roofing houses. I was doing anything and everything I could to stay in the music business, to keep it going. I had a friend who was on The Voice season 13 the year before me, and he came in second place. And when you do well on the show, they'll ask you, hey, do you know anybody on the show or, outside that we could bring in here that's talented, And so I got a call from them and said, hey, would you like to audition? I said, sure, I'll audition, but I'm not going to stand in line for, 48 hours. And they said, no, we'll have a private audition for you. So I drove down to Atlanta, and I played at this killer studio down there. I don't remember what it was or what it was called, but it was so fun, and I sang 3 songs, and they said, you want to go to California? I was like, sure. And I think 3 weeks later, I was on a flight out there, and I was out there they keep you there for 6 weeks. And you're just sitting at the Burbank Marriott right across the street from the airport. You're there forever and ever and ever. You can't go within a mile of the airport. And, man, I sat there and waited, and, you sit by the pool, you work out, you read books, you just waiting for something to happen. And then finally it's your turn to go to the blind auditions. And you're there for, 5-6 minutes. You're on stage, maybe. And got all 4 chairs to turn. And they send you home the very next morning. And then it's a year-long process. So you're there, on and off, on and off, on and off. But man, it was an absolute blast. And I would not be here today if it was not for the voice, that's for sure.
Yeah, what was that feeling like to get all four chairs to turn?
It was pretty unbelievable. I'll be honest. Like I never really thought of it. Like nobody's gonna pick me. Like this is ridiculous.
Right.
And all four of them turned around. I was like, well, I'll be damned. So it's pretty cool. And I just found out not that long ago. Let's see, it's season 24, I think, that they're on now, and there's only been 25 four-chair turns in the whole season and the whole entirety of the show. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and then so you have to go home, and I assume I'm horrible at keeping secrets. I assume you have to keep this a secret that you turned all four chairs.
Well, you got to keep everything a secret. Like you got to keep the secret that you were on the show, everything.
And then do you go back to cutting grass and waiting tables while you're waiting to go back? Oh my gosh, how hard is that?
It was terrible. And it was during, I don't know if you've ever been to Nashville or anywhere in the South in the summertime. It's pretty brutal. And I was cutting grass at the Cool Springs Galleria Mall with a push mower, and I had a blower on my back, a push mower, a 55-gallon bucket, and a weed whacker. And the islands that are like in the parking lots? That was my job, man. I had to mow those things every day, and I'd do that from sun up literally to sundown. And then from there I would go wait tables, or I would go, and first I was bussing tables and then waiting tables. And I ran a construction company for a little bit, so I was doing that, re-roofing houses, and that was terrible. So, yeah.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you got this huge opportunity waiting for you. And then you're on that national stage. How does that change your life? You probably don't have to go back to mowing grass or waiting tables.
Well, I mean, I didn't. Thankfully, I'll never forget where I was. I was at Honor Bar in Beverly Hills, which you're not supposed to go within a mile of the hotel. And Beverly Hills is nowhere near Burbank. And we went over there, and I was sitting at the bar with my buddy Caleb at the time. And I'd had about, 3 or 4 Negronis. And I called my boss, and when he answered the phone, he said, "You're not coming back, are you?" And I said, "No." And I had a company car. I had a company credit card. I had health insurance. I was making great money. And I said, "I'm giving it all up, man. I'm going to try and make this thing work." And it's worked out better than I ever even imagined.
A lot of cool stuff has happened after the show. Was it last year you got to perform at the Grand Ole Opry?
I did, January 24th. Yep.
Oh my gosh. And how does that come about? And tell us about that experience.
Well, what's really cool is I think personally cool is I made a promise to myself when I moved here that I would never go backstage to the Ryman or the Opry until I ever got a chance to go there. And I always wanted to go, and I always wanted to go backstage. And I'd had many opportunities to come and see some people play, and friends of mine, come hang out. And my friend, she's one of the backup singers there. And so I'd been invited, and I was like, I'm not going to do that until it's my turn. And when I got the call from Blake Shelton, and FaceTime me, and they played a joke on me. We were supposed to be there for one of my old manager's birthday lunch. And he's like, since I got you on the phone, what do you think about playing the Opry? And I was like, yeah, right. It's not funny. And then it was a real thing. And I mean, that's a dream come true, to stand in that circle. And I'll never forget, my dad died not that long before then. And it was one of those moments where it's like, this is one of those full circle moments, no pun intended. But to stand in that circle it was unbelievable. Absolutely dream come true. There's
and what was the crowd's reaction?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was a packed house. I got 2 standing ovations. You get to play 2 songs, and it was outstanding. I had lots of family and lots of friends, and even people I didn't know, of course. And yeah, it was a standing ovations, and we had a great time, man. Great party afterwards, and good time.
Dude, that gives me goosebumps. 2 standing ovations at his Grand Ole Opry debut. So you've had a lot of ups. And recently I saw on your Instagram Recently, you had some changes happen. Do you want to talk about what changes have recently happened? We talked about the highs. Now let's talk about the nitty gritty.
Yeah, big time changes. And I feel like big changes are what make big changes in your life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my record deal, I lost my publishing deal, and I lost my management all in one meeting, all in one day, all at one time. And what's really funny, it was a Tuesday at 3:00. And I used to be in a duo, and we were getting ready to go on tour with some really big acts. And he called me at 2:00 or 3:00 on a Tuesday a few years ago and quit. And I was like, Tuesdays and 3, you know, Tuesday at 3 are just, they're not for me, man. But yeah, I lost it all. And it's just one of those things. It's life. It happens. I'm not the first person it's happened to, you know. It's like getting your heart broke. I'm not the first person to get my heart broke. It happens to people all the time. And hard things are hard because they're hard. And if this was easy, everybody'd be doing it. So it's like, how bad do you want this? And I've never wanted anything else. So it's dig deeper. And not to mention, you know, I know these things that happen, not just me, but to people in life, like these are where the good things come from. This is where the you know, the sun shines through the clouds and things get better, but they get worse before they get better and they get harder. And so this is just at the bump in the road, man. You know, nothing I can't handle. And there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of things that happen to a lot of people, and you can give up. And if you give up, that's 100% guaranteed you're going to fail. And if you just keep going, who knows what's going to happen? So I'm just keep on doing what I've always been doing. It's got me this far so far. So I'm going to keep on with it and see what happens.
In situations like this, I've heard of people say you could look at it like, you know, things happen to you or things happen for you. And so this can be, you know, this is a prime example of something that could be happening for you because you are a prolific songwriter. You've written a lot of songs, and when you're under management and when you have other people involved, they kind of get a say in what music goes out, correct?
Absolutely.
And so now that you are independent, you're free as a bird, you get to pick what we get to hear, your favorites, right?
Yep. And that's the plan. You know, I can't wait. You know, and it's like you said, man, things happen for you. Like the fact that we didn't put these songs out, the fact that they didn't want to put the songs out is great now because these are my most favorite songs. These are the songs that I play all the time. And it's like, hey, okay, you're lost. I'm going to put them out and you're going to see what happens.
And one of them is basically your theme song right now.
Hard Days Win, baby.
Yeah, tell us about this song.
I wrote this song with a couple buddies of mine, and we wrote 2 songs that we actually wrote that song that day, but I had an idea called I just said I was broke down in my truck, and that's another song that we wrote, but I was literally in my truck crying. I had just lost my fiance of 9 years, and you know, I lost my duo partner and I lost my dad, and it's like just everything was just beating me down. I was like, man. And I said, these hard days are winning. And when I said it, I looked up and the guys were looking at me. I was like, yeah, we should write that. Don't let the hard days win. And that's what it's about, man. It's real life. It's my story. It's not just my story. It's everybody's story. Everybody's got hard times. No matter what, doesn't matter who you are. If you don't, bull pucky. Like everybody's got something, man. And again, give up. It's 100% failure guaranteed. If you don't, who knows what'll happen? You got to keep going. Don't let the hard days win, man. Sometimes straight through is the only way around.
Well, how about we play it here right now on Q Country 92.5 in our small town?
I think that's a great idea.
Heck yeah. It is an honor for me to introduce to the mountain Pryor Baird with his hit song, Hard Days Win, on Q Country 92.5.
They're a flat tire on a highway shoulder, stuck out in the pouring rain, or that bump in the road that you're trying to get over. 'Cause life has a way of getting in the way. It's a Heartbreak poured over whiskey. I can't take much more of that. When the weight of the world it gets too heavy, let it roll right off your back. 'Cause sometimes gonna get a little lonely, sometimes gonna weigh you down, and sometimes when you get down to it, straight through's the only way around. That voice in your head starts talking, but don't let that devil in. It might be small, it might be big, but whatever it is, don't let the hard days win. Don't let them hard days win. Now everything's gonna be alright. That's what you gotta keep telling yourself. Don't let a storm cloud up your mind. You gotta keep your head up when you're going through hell. 'Cause sometimes gonna get a little lonely, sometimes gonna weigh you down, and sometimes when you get down to it, straight through's the only way around. And that voice in your head starts talking, but don't let that devil in. It might be small, it might be big, but whatever it is, don't let the hard days win. Keep going and keep rolling and keep getting down on your knees. I said keep believing and keep breathing. It'll all come round, just take it from me. 'Cause sometimes gonna get a little lonely, sometimes gonna weigh you down, and sometimes when you get down to it, straight through's the only way around. And that voice in your head starts talking, but don't let that devil in. Yeah, it might be small, it might be big, but whatever it is, don't let the hard days win. Don't let them hard days win. Don't let them hard days win.
Holy moly! That song is amazing. That was Pryor Baird with Hard Days Win. I love that line. Sometimes straight through is the only way.
Right. That's right.
Man, I love that song. When will that be available for our listeners to get their hands on?
As soon as possible. I got to figure out how to get it all out there and do all the paperwork and get all the legal stuff done so I can get it out there.
Heck yeah, I can't wait for it. Let's go ahead and play another one from our new country music best friend, Pryor Baird. This one is Favorite Heartbreak? Is that
Favorite Heartbreaker? Yeah.
Oh, Favorite Heartbreaker, yeah. Favorite Heartbreaker. Where did this song come from? Tell us a little bit about this story.
Oh man, I was fortunate enough to be in a room with Marv Green, who's one of the greatest songwriters of all time, and Drake White, who's a phenomenal artist as well. And the three of us wrote this song, and man, it's just one of those things. You know, sometimes magic happens, man. And this was a magic moment, and it happened, and it's fantastic. I love it.
Was this a real person or just a songwriting metaphor?
Songwriting metaphor. There is a line in it that is true. There's a girl in my hometown that did get a jean jacket of mine, and I know she still has it.
Give it back. Awesome. Well, you know what? Let's fire up another song from Pryor Baird. This one is called Favorite Heartbreaker on Q Country 92.5. Time to jam again.
Oh.
Walking along, flip-flops in her hand, Gulf Coast breeze cut across the sand. It was just a passing smile, but then again, it was way more than that. Caught a trace of coconut and jasmine in the sun. I was 17, holding hands with the one that got away with more than my blue jean jacket. Bet you still has it. But we all take a ride in a time machine, and you land right in the middle of a memory. Take a sunset sip of the times you had. But love is so good, but it hurts so bad. You takes is a face in a crowd, or the taste or the way tequila goes down. For some it's free falling, a beat up showbiz Chevrolet. Yeah, she got summertime skin and I need you on her lips. You don't always remember, but you never forget. Life moves on and the pain of goodbye fades away. Yeah. But we all take a ride in a time machine, and we land right in the middle of a memory. Take a sunset sip of the times you had when the love was so good that it hurt so bad. You smile for a minute and shake your head, 'cause you know all about those unanswered prayers. Yeah, we all find a right one sooner or later, but we all got the favorite heartbreaker. Hey, yeah. Yeah, favorite heartbreaker. No matter how high or far love takes you, we all got our favorite heartbreaker. Yeah, but we all take a ride in a time machine, and you land right in the middle of a memory. Take a sunset sip of the times you had when love was so good that it hurt so bad. Yeah, you smile for a minute and shake your head, 'cause you know all about those unanswered prayers. We all find a right one sooner or later, but we all have a favorite, yeah, favorite heartbreaker. Yeah, we all got that favorite heartbreaker. No matter how high or far love takes. Come on, heartbreaker, go on and break my heart now. We all got our favorite heartbreaker.
So that was favorite heartbreaker. Holy moly, another great one. How long ago did you write that one? How long has that one been sitting on the shelf?
Couple years.
Couple of years. Well, I'm glad to get it off the shelf and get a little dust off that bottle.
Me too.
That's an awesome one. And this is another one. We just need to follow Pryor Baird for all music updates, because you're going to be releasing this stuff and you need our support.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
We have a third and final song. We are talking to our best friend Pryor Baird. He is an amazing musician out of California originally, but currently out of Nashville. This next one, it's called "Good Time Don't Care." Tell us how this. Tell us a little songwriting story about this one.
Oh man, I had this lick, and I played it forever and ever and ever, and I could never find out what it was. And I walked into Seagal with a guy named Chris Dubois, who's phenomenal, and another guy named Lynn Hutton, who's absolutely fantastic. And I said, boys, let's write a song to this. And they said, what about Good Time Don't Care? And I was like, I love the sound of that. And so we wrote it, and it was just one of those, again, magic happens, man. You know, that's the thing about songwriting. It is magic. And you walk in with just an idea and you walk out with something like this. And I love the song. I play it every night, and it's one of my favorites. And A Good Time Don't Care, it goes for everybody, because a good time don't care when it happens or where it happens.
Well, a good time is going to happen right now, and I don't care. You can't stop it. Here's another one from Pryor Baird. This is Good Times Don't Care on Q Country 92.5, the only place you could hear this, baby.
Well, I probably should have just gone home. I probably shouldn't be in here. I probably shouldn't shoot tequila, y'all. I probably ought to stick to beer. I probably shouldn't done this cigarette. What the hell? Give it here. Yes, I know I quit 6 months ago, but a good time don't care. probably ought to slow my roll. And I probably ought to close my tab. Probably shouldn't run my mouth, y'all. I probably ought to call a cab. Probably shouldn't ask that girl to dance, 'cause that's her boyfriend over there. Yeah, it is. And I can see that he's a little bit bigger than me. Oh, but a good time don't care. No, it don't care if I wake up hurting with my jeans and boots stay on long. It don't care if I'm late to work. All my hard-earned money's gone. I can shoot out the lights, start a fight, spend the night locked up in a jail somewhere. I ought to eat a little something, and I probably ought to just sit down. But they're starting up karaoke, y'all. I probably shouldn't sing right now, but I just checked that song list out, and I'll be damned if they got the chair. Living on a prayer, and I'm pretty sure I'm slurring my words, y'all. But a good time don't care. No, it don't. No, it don't care if I wake up hurting with my jeans and boots stay on long. It don't care if I'm late to work. All my hard-earned money's gone. I can shoot out the lights, start a fight, spend the night locked up in a jail somewhere. Y'all, 'cause a good time don't care. Come on. I probably swear I'm gonna quit drinking. Probably gonna change my mind. 'Cause when I go out next weekend, y'all, that's the thing about a good time. It don't care if I wake up hurting with my jeans and boots stay on long. It don't care if I'm late to work. All my hard-earned money's gone. I can shoot out the lights, start a fight, spend the night locked up in a jail somewhere.
Yeah! Pryor Baird! Good times don't care! For the first time right here on Q Country 92.5. That was another amazing song, and it led me to an idea for a game called Good Time or Don't Care with Pryor Baird. I'm going to give you a thing, and you tell me if that sounds like a good time or no, don't care.
I love that.
Wearing Crocs in public.
Don't care.
Don't care. Line dancing at a wedding.
Don't care.
Really? You don't think that's a good time? Hot dog eating contest.
Good time.
Oh, that is a good time. All right. TikTok country dance trends.
Don't care.
Shirtless selfies on Instagram.
Definitely don't care.
Going on a cruise with your parent.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
That'd be a good time. Socks with sandals.
Don't care.
Bringing your guitar to the bonfire.
Good time.
Heck yeah. Getting recognized at the airport.
Don't care.
No. Fan tattoos of your lyrics.
Good time.
Heck yeah. That was Good Time or Don't Care with Pryor Baird. And it's been amazing hanging out with you today, and loved playing your new music. How can the Q Country Nation support Pryor Baird? What do you need from us? What's coming up next for you?
Man, literally the Instagram and the social media following, streaming the music on any platform that you get your music. Just stream it as much as you can. Call your local radio stations. Anything and everything that you can do for Pryor Baird wise, that's how you do it, man. Follow me on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Hell, even if you got MySpace, you can bring that back. Pryor Baird, Pryorbaird.
Yeah, we're so excited for your journey and can't wait for you to release this new music. And it means so much to me that you shared this music straight from Nashville, straight from you, straight to us here in our little small town. And I wish you the best of luck. And whatever you need from us, when you're ready to release this, you let us know so Q Country Nation can get behind and give you a little push.
Chris, thank you so much, man. It's been an honor and a privilege to be on here with you. Thank you for what you do. Thanks for being a small town radio station, and thanks for getting fired up about country music, man.
Heck yeah. This has been Chris Bennett's Country Climb Star of the Week.
Hell yeah.